David Bennett, head football coach, Coastal Carolina University, for our FCS division, and then been very blessed to be on the executive committee. This year be the president of the FCS executive committee, which to me is a big responsibility in communicating with our coaches, the board member from each conference, so then they can tell things to their coaches, to get to their ADs, different issues. And so it's a great honor and a big responsibility too. I just think that FCS football is a great brand of football that you just see true student athletes that have to work hard and stay disciplined and use time management to do their studies, and it's not as big a business as the big boys. And so universities are making a lot of money off of the big time programs. That's not the case in FCS football. I think it's just a great brand of football. I think as a small kid, my dad was probably the toughest coach I ever had. He was tough on me, both my brothers, and I remember my mom one time upset with my dad because my brother had a broken arm in a cast, and he wrapped it up with big foam, and he played anyway. My mom didn't talk to my dad the rest of that night, but he was tough on us and taught us that there are going to be ups and downs. You're not going to win all the time. You learn lessons from losing. He told me, son, everybody's going to be your friend when you're winning. You find out who your true friends are when you're not. And so I learned a lot from my dad. And just coaching in general, I think you love watching young men grow and watch them from coming in as a freshman thinking they know everything, realizing they don't know much at all. I'll be 50 years old this year, and I've still got a lot to learn, still learning. So if you're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, you got a lot to learn. So I think in coaching, the greatest thing is if we don't lose sight of why we got into coaching, not just to win games and to try to go into Hall of Fames as coaches, but to stay involved in our student athletes' lives and be there for them as they grow, and not just the good times, but the tough times when they need us. Well, being from the PD, from Charles, South Carolina, they always talked about Coastal starting football. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. Then they finally did, and just feel very honored and blessed that they chose us to be their first football staff and football family to represent the PD, the Grand Strand, and the state of South Carolina. So very proud of Coastal, what we've accomplished in 8 years of football. 4 conference championship, 2 postseason berths, 5 guys in the NFL, a bunch of guys being great men out there, doing great, having great jobs, being good dads, being good husbands. But that's not the end of the vision. That's where it begins. And so we want to do more for our university and for our area. I think going around talking to our players a little bit, talking with our coaches, having prayer time, that I'll keep composure and God will help me make the right decisions in the ball game. So I just think that is a long time, though, from the time the pregame meal's over, that we'll meet just a little bit. We've started meeting a little bit pregame more to help pass that time and just to reemphasize to our young men their assignments. But that's probably, when you walk off that field after pregame warm-up, that's probably the slowest moving time before that opening kickoff. Well, again, I always say this: too much is given, much is required. And so everybody wants to be a head coach. I don't think God made everybody to be a head coach. Some people are great coordinators. Some people are great position coaches. So just find your niche. Some people aren't meant to go in coaching. There are probably people in business that could be great coaches, So I say just ask God to lead you in your life. Stay loyal to Him in everything that you do. We're going to make mistakes. We are human. But just try to learn from your mistakes. and become a better person. And if you want to go into coaching, do it for the right reasons. Don't worry about how your shades look. Don't worry about is your shirt too small, is your shirt too tight, or your breeches too tight. That's not the reason you go into this. We tell our young student coaches, be there. Be there and learn. Don't just disappear when practice is over, because our players learn that going to coaching takes a lot more time than playing. So do it for the right reasons, put the time in, and set a good example. Well, I think offensively, everybody's now going to these spread offenses, but I still think it doesn't change. You got to be able to run the ball on offense. On defense, you got to be able to stop the run. You definitely got to be able to throw the ball as well, but I think you got to be a well-balanced team. I think you got to be a close-knit team to be a championship team. If you got a bunch of selfish guys, it won't happen for you. So those guys have to buy into putting the team before themselves. And if you got guys that aren't doing that, all they're going to do is tear your team down. Vision is to, when you talk about football, that's the third priority. I think God and family comes first. Your education in the classroom and community, helping others, comes second. And then football's third. But in that third priority, football, we want to be great. Can we win a national championship? Can we win 2 or 3? I don't know. But every day, we need to enjoy the journey along the way. It's been neat to watch our fan base grow over the years, and so to our Chanticleer Nation out there, we tell you, if you don't have season tickets, get them. If you used to have them and you don't, get them. We're looking forward to this season.